Hey guys, and welcome to another 365 days of audio video specifically for men. I'm Elise Michaels, men's mental health coach, and let's talk today about the hundreds of times you may have to fail in a relationship in order to have a perfect relationship. Now, with today's internet world, we are given this illusion that there's this world of opportunity. We can meet people anywhere, we can pull up a picture of anyone at any time for any immediate gratification need that we want or have. And it's given us this trigger finger where if in a relationship something's not going right, they don't really meet all of our needs right away, we just want to say, screw it, I'm done, I'm moving on to the next one. And this can even happen to the most loyal of people, to the people who are married and who really want to make things work. We tend to just give up because we feel like there could be something else better out there. But what we often tend to forget is that no matter where we go, there we are. And what I mean by that is you take yourself with you wherever you go. And often in relationships, a lot of problems come up because we fail to address our own needs and our own participation in the detriment of the relationship. It always takes two to tango. So if you are in a relationship for a number of years, it starts going downhill or compounds over time, you're getting annoyed, they're getting annoyed at you, something has gone off the rails, right? It always takes two to tango. If there's one unhealthy partner, there's always two unhealthy partners. Why? Because securely attached people, healthy people, people who have a template where their parents were healthy, they come from generations of super healed people, families that stay together, etc. They are usually going to stay in that type of system because that's their template. But if you have to acknowledge your own subconscious template and what you learned, what you saw, what you modeled as you grew up. And that might be the foundation for how your relationship ends up. Either way, you're bringing all of that into the relationship and somehow attracting or being a perfect companion for that person. And yes, this does go for even if you've partnered with someone who's manipulative or a narcissist, because narcissists tend to gravitate towards empaths, people who can't necessarily see the other side of people, right? And if you're an empath, usually it's because you've just had a dysfunctional traumatic background where you've started to people please a lot. You don't know boundaries. You don't know how to understand your own needs. So it's very hard for you to kind of set those. You're a chameleon in your environment. And this isn't to say the relationships that we get in that are toxic are our fault, but we do participate in our own story. And if you don't want to understand that, you're going to continue to be a victim of your own life for the rest of your life. So what I'm saying is, we need to start taking responsibility and accountability in relationships in order for them to work. So let's go back to the topic, which is the hundreds of times you may fail in a relationship to have the perfect relationship. If you are taking accountability in your relationship, if your partner takes accountability in your relationship, you both still have contrasting templates. The things that you grew up with, believed, the experiences that you have, the perspectives that you have, if you're different genders, whatever it is, you're going to have different viewpoints on things. So you're going to end up clashing. You're going to end up hurting each other. You're going to end up making mistakes because as you get older, as you have children, you are also adapting and growing and changing into new people while adapting, growing, and changing to the environment around you. So we get upset a lot because we go, you're not the person I married. But you can never, ever stay married to the person you married unless you want to be frozen in time. It simply is not possible. Things are going to change. So the number one thing that you should look for is adaptability within yourself and others, because we need to understand that as we're growing and learning and changing, some mistakes should be allowed to be made. And it's not that we give our partner permission to hurt us, but we implore a lot of forgiveness. Because when we get into a relationship, we understand that we're working with someone with a whole different set of tools than us. So when you work with someone instead of against someone, when you work with someone instead of feeling like they should be working with you, and you continue to give the benefit of the doubt and forgiveness and start to turn it back on yourself and say, how did I participate in this dynamic? If both of you can do that, you can get through anything. But it doesn't mean that you don't first make the mistake. It doesn't mean that you don't first have the fight. The glory in a relationship is built in the repair. It doesn't matter how many times you fight. It doesn't matter how many times you hurt each other. It matters how well you repair during those fights. And if you are able to take responsibility enough to stop repeating them. Because as long as you can stop repeating the same fights over and over again, then when the new ones come along, you can have the security that you always make it through. Because as long as you live, there's always going to be, like I said before, new scenarios. A time when there's financial crisis, a time when death happens and grief comes in the family, and then maybe someone leans on alcohol for support because they don't know how to process their emotions. How are you going to handle those situations? Sometimes we fail. Sometimes we don't show up for our partners the way that we should. Sometimes our partners don't show up for us the way that they should. Are they showing up now? Are they trying now? Are you burnt out? All of these things you can work through, you can push through if you're willing to do it. Because no matter what, you take you with you everywhere. So you might as well be in the relationship that you're in and work on these skills so that even if it truly, truly doesn't work out, you know that you will not be the same the next time you go into a different relationship, taking the same problems, the same repair techniques, and the same patterns with you. So that's it for today's 365 days of audio video specifically for men. Let me know if it helped out in the comment section below or any tips that you might have to help another man out, and I will see you in the next one.